Hello YouTubers, Manny here from Manny's How To Workshop with a video on how I made this little, what do you call it? Oh, this little homemade multimeter stand. Okay, so basically you're gonna need some scrap 1/4 inch plywood if you have some. If not, you can pick it up at like Homes or Home Depot for like you can get a 2x2 piece, very economically. I think like between $7 and $9. But since I had this 1/4 inch piece of plywood left over, I decided, to make this out of it. So basically, you're gonna need some small hinges like this one, and this one was from Lowe's, and there's the part number right there in the top right corner. It's a 1 inch by 3/4 inch. There's 4 in the pack, uh, and 4 in the pack, and it comes with 8 screws. And that's pretty much it. The screws and the wood. And of course, multimeter. Depending on your multimeter, that's how you're going to cut these to size. So for my Fluke meter, which this is my Fluke 75 Series 2 multimeter, it just so happens that the length from top to bottom is 6.5 inches, and across is just shy of 3 inches. So that's why I made my back panel here 3 inches by 6 9/16, just to make sure that this would be able to fit in there. Okay, so and also I'm gonna go ahead and set the phone down here, and I can show you this a little bit easier. Okay, so like I was saying, my multimeter is, like I said, just shy of 3 inches. I mean, on the camera it looks like it's 2, but it's actually like 2 7/8. And then, like I said, 6.5 from the bottom to the top, right there. And you can't see it, but let's back away a little bit. There we go. All right, so if see right there, it's like almost 6.5. So, like I said, back panels is 3 by 6 9/16, and the sides are all 1.5 inches. Let's see. I take it back. 1.25 inches tall. Okay, and that's also based off of the thickness of the multimeter, which is actually 1 1/16, but I made it 1.25, or 1 1/8, but made it 1.25. That just ensures that it actually sits in there nicely, and I'll show you that in a minute. But like I said, sides are 1.25. This is 1.25. Bottom, same thing. So the height is 1.25. Now I did these long pieces the same size as the back panel, so 6 and 6.5, and then these are actually 3.5, because you got to add 3 inches plus quarter, that's 3.5, so that it'll be able to go all the way across. And the way let me go ahead and show you this part, and then I'll tell you how I assembled it. So for the stability part, or the leg, the back leg, I figured to use like about almost 3/4 of inches of the dimension of the total. So in this case, it's like 4.5 inches from a total of 7, and to make my leg. Okay, and my thought was this: so that if I put a hinge here, when this opened and this top part right here bottomed out like this, okay, that would give me my correct angle for it resting, setting down and resting. And I played around with with either going that or a little bit lower, but I like the fact that the bottom of the leg is also flush with the end of the box. Okay, right there. So you can see it's, pretty much flush. Because the other way, if I came down a little bit lower, it would have been hanging over. And for storing this away, putting this away, the fact that it's flush, and if I decide later to go ahead and put like a rubber band or something to hold this down, or a strap or something, that would make it easier so this doesn't keep bumping on something. All right. So like I said, the leg happens to be almost 4.5 inches. So it's 4 3/8 is what it ended up being. And the same width as the box. The total actually for both the side panels, adding the side panels, is 3.5. That gives it, stability, makes it much more stable. So for like this going back and forth or whatever, once the multimeter's in there, that going back and forth, it's going to be stable. So okay. So like I said, so the leg attached with 2 little hinges. Okay, as you can see, this is the best way to attach it. Creates the lowest profile right here in the back, and also gives you that ability to where it stops. It actually ends up stopping. So if you were trying to go a different way, then this would be all floppy and it would end up collapsing on itself. It would just like fall over instead of being like that. All right, so basically, like I said, since this is such a small little box, what I did is I pre-glued the pieces, clamped it, and then took a pin nailer. As you can see, these little marks on the side. I took a pin nailer, a pneumatic pin nailer, with some pin nails, and just hit it right there while it was while the glue was setting. So like I said, I hit all the sides, here and here, there and there. Like I said, this side as well, right there. And then that way there, it's just extra added security. So when the glue finally dried, it still had, security by the pin nailer. All right. So, and then to finish it off, I also used some Minwax polyurethane to give it a nice coat on there. You can see like a sheen there. It's a fast drying one. So this actually has like 2 coats, and you can see it right there. I don't know if you can see it in the light. Right there's a little bit. And then, right there. But instead of painting it, I just figured, I'll just go ahead and do that polyurethane. And then it keeps that original, wood look to it. So, all right. Now for the test. So obviously, when you're going to use this, if you're sitting down to do a project, this laying flat is not going to let you see nothing. And this fluke meter came with a case, but no leg in the back. Okay. So I've seen a lot of other people doing the same thing, making their own stand. And this is what I came up with. Okay. So all you got to do is slip it right in there, and as you can see, it fits, pretty snug in there. There's probably like a 1/16 inch gap all the way around. Okay, and it's right there, for working. So obviously that way there, you can be working on something, and circuit board right there, batteries, whatever you're checking, or you'd have this outside somewhere, put it on a somewhat flat surface, and usually you're going to be standing up. Right now I'm sitting down and I'm looking at it, and if I'm working on this table, for example, then I can see the screen, no problem at all. So if I was standing up, just to give you a view of what it looked like if I was standing up, I'd be looking straight down at it like this. Okay, and that's a perfect angle for this to be at, in order to, for you to be able to see it nice, when you're working on something. Okay. So, like I said, for me, this was because I have a fluke meter. So obviously, other multimeters could be wider, could be longer, could be shorter, could be thicker. So you're going to have to make it to your specifications, and that's, you know, how you're going to be able to do it. And like I said, you know, this was very economical. It was cheap. This wood actually didn't cost me nothing. The only thing I had to pay for was these little hinges. These were like a couple of bucks. So, you know, I was going to go online and look to see if Fluke even sold like a sleeve that would go over this, and then it would have the leg in the back. So I can imagine, you know, how much they would have charged for that. So, and the other thing I was thinking about was actually, I thought that maybe I was going to need to put like a little strap to go from this side to this side down here to like hold it in place. But you know what? I realized it's not even necessary, because when it's like this, it's not going to fall. See, I mean, I can hit it all day and it's not going to fall over or rock over, whatever, you know. And at the same time, I can, you know, turn my dial, no problem. Okay, and it's not going anywhere, you know, so it works perfect for me. But you know, that's it. Pretty simple, you know. And then to remove it, basically all you do is turn it upside down like this, and your meter comes out. So if you need to put this back in the storage pouch or whatever, you're good to go. And then you're going to put this away, pick it up, fold the leg, set it down. I mean, the two can be in the same area, or you can always keep this inside of here for storage as well, you know. And how simple is that? You know, just pull the leg out, let it rest. What I'm thinking of doing is, like, maybe in the future is probably put like, I don't know, some kind of hook, or, you know, something that will just hold these in place like this. Either, you know, like, what do you call those, loops? I can put two here, you know, so that while I'm working, I can just rest these like in there like that, and they'll stay. You know, that would be cool, I think. But, or, you know, something to just, you know, hang them like so, like that, and while you're working, you know, or even for storage, you know, because these, what I usually do is just take these and I just go ahead and, you know, I just wrap the, there we go. I just take these and I just wrap them like this, you know, around the multimeter, and then just put it inside the little carrying bag, you know, and that's it. But I have two of these, matter of fact, and one of them I actually don't have the case for. The other one I do. So this one, the one that don't have no case, this can be its permanent home right here, you know, and I can keep this wherever, yeah, I'm going to do my, you know, electronic work, you know, when I'm fixing electronic, you know, items and stuff. So that's it, guys. Well, there you go. Yeah, this went a little bit longer than I expected, but, you know, sometimes that's how it goes. Anyway, so if you're looking to make your own, all you need is 1/4-inch plywood, some hinges like this, and that's it, you know. And now I cut all these on my table saw, which is much easier to do, and because, you know, you can try using the what do you call it, miter saw, but that's not going to cut these nice, you know, small pieces. All right, but as always, guys, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and don't forget to hit the little bell icon for more up and coming videos and notification of when I post other videos. All right, thanks, guys. Catch you on the next one, and I'll put a link down below on Lowe's website for these as well. All right, take care. Have a good one.